The music of Johannes Brahms. That was Nächtens. And the Winnipeg Philharmonic Choir is Western Canada's longest established adult choral group. And this Sunday they begin their 95th season with a program entitled Songs of Darkness and Light. The show is at Crescent Fort Rouge United Church and begins at 3 p.m. I'm joined now by Artistic Director and Conductor Yuri Klaz and Winnipeg Philharmonic Choir past President and member Vivien Laurie. For more information about the show, good afternoon to you both.
Good afternoon.
Well, thank you so much for coming by the Classic 107 studios. Yuri, I would like to begin with you. You've been with the choir since 2000, so 17 years. What do you think it is about the Winnipeg Phil that makes it such a trademark? 95 years, that's something to celebrate.
Well, I first of all say it's an amazing group of singers who come every Tuesday, volunteers come every Tuesday, and spend their life with me for 3 hours. I hope they enjoyed as much as I enjoy that. And that forth of love to music, to choral singing, probably drive these people out of their lives, out of their houses and evening activities, and they just come and sing.
And Laurie, or Vivien, as a past president and current member, what is it about the Winnipeg Phil that's special?
Well, you know, we have an opportunity to work under Yuri, and he is a world-class conductor. Not only do we learn the repertoire, but we also learn the skills of presenting beautiful music, either small pieces or major works. And when you think about the number of choirs that have the ability to perform the major works in the city, I think the Winnipeg Philharmonic is at the top of that list. We have, through Yuri's guidance and direction, the opportunity to sing with the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra, and in this season, we're going to have that again. We hope to talk about our spring concert in a bit. But it's an amazing cadre of individuals who are interested in producing beautiful music and really want to share that music with the audience of Winnipeg, the music community. And so for us, it is a treat to have Yuri. It is a treat to be surrounded by singers who have the same goal and focus, and that is to present these major works and smaller pieces to the city of Winnipeg.
And you really hit the nail on the head. It's a professional caliber ensemble that has just offered so many Winnipeggers the opportunity to sing under great directors for 95 years. So again, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
So let's talk about this upcoming concert.
Yes.
Sunday, things kick off in collaboration with the WSO and their fall festival. Now, their theme is Angels and Demons. The Winnipeg Phil, your show is called Songs of Darkness and Light. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, sure. First of all, I'd like to say that we've been fortunate for 5 years, I believe, being a part of the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra Autumn Festival, as they call it. And we've been through Tchaikovsky Festival, Mahler Festival. So it was an absolutely great experience. And this concert, of course, the title speaks by itself, Songs of Darkness and Light, and it's going along with the main theme of the WSO's festival, Angels and Demons. So when we've been invited, I guess it was like a year and a half ago, we learned that this is what's going to be. It actually just kind of right away came as an idea at our program committee table. Sure, Songs of Darkness and Light. And that's how it all started. And certainly, you know, it's a complete opposite and connection and disconnection of this light and darkness, and you can see it right away in the program. So we start with darkness, and through darkness we go to light. So the second half is the music of songs of the light, right?
Yeah.
And certainly, yeah, go ahead.
I think our audience will find it really interesting because we have two narrators.
Yeah, I was gonna come to that.
Our first is Derek Morphy, a wonderful bass in the city of Winnipeg, but he is going to be taking the role of our narrator to lead us through the darkness. And in the second half of our program, where we experience light, we have your own Andrea Ratuski, who's going to be providing the audience with a little bit of information about how we are moving from darkness to light. or from demons to angels.
So I was going to ask you about that. Are the narrators acting as guides along the musical journey of this program?
Yeah, they sort of make a little bit of a navigation, I could say, and we found it quite attractive to the audience, and it helps the flow of the performance, and certainly, as Vivien mentioned rightly so, Derek Murphy with his wonderful low bass.
Yeah, that rich
and,
sound.
Yeah, and Andrea, such a light person. It's going to be absolutely great.
It makes perfect sense. I mean, two very familiar voices
Yes.
and names to Winnipeggers, I'm sure, that richness and that warmth and approachable sound of Andrea. I think what struck me about this program is just how diverse it is. I mean, everything from Brahms to Verdi to Britten in Darkness, and then when you move to light, Lordson, Elgar, Bortniansky. As a conductor, Yuri, that's got to be a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely. But that was, again, the main idea behind that. So we were able to create a program of such a variety of styles and composers' names, not to mention that we're singing in 5 different languages, including Russian.
No small feat.
No, but that probably is the best for composing this kind of a concert, because you can reach to different people's musical tastes, and some might not like this, some might not like that, but generally speaking, this program would be very, very appealing to the audience.
Mm-hmm. And Vivien, as a singer, what's the process been like?
It's been amazing. I will tell you that in practice, of course, we would just sing in random order. And so you'd go from some very dramatic, serious, rich, deep sound, and in the next minute, we're doing something flighty and light and silly. And so it speaks to Yuri and his manner in helping us make those transitions and producing the sound we like. I wanted to share with you one of our pieces from the first half, the dark part. And this might give the audience a sense of what it's about. The Britten, of course, was written by London's British composer of the 20th century, Benjamin Britten, but he scored it from poetry written by a 17th century poet who wrote the words while in an asylum. And so his intent was to honor God through all of God's creatures in any way that these creatures might show it. And it is bizarre and off, and Britten combines his music to match it perfectly. So what Derek and Andrea help us is understand and educate us to the backgrounds of where these sounds and words come from.
I can actually add to that.
Absolutely.
What Vivien just said was absolutely great. But also, you see, the theme of darkness, you don't necessarily talk just about night or, morning dusk. It's also darkness of the mind.
Right. It's not always literal that way.
That's exactly why we put it into the program.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about that work is that it's entitled "Rejoice in the Lamb,"
Exactly.
right? Which is
People might be
a little bit of a
surprised why it's
juxtaposition.
there, yeah.
It should be rejoicing, but it comes from that rather dark place. Again, the diversity of the program is what really caught my eye. Now, I understand also that the program is going to be dedicated to Barry Anderson. Vivien, would you mind speaking a little bit to that?
Well, I will. Unfortunately, we lost Barry this past Sunday. Barry was an accompanist for our choir for many years, and in fact took over the role of conductor when the conductor of the time left for a sabbatical. And so he means a lot to the Winnipeg Philharmonic. I know he is very important to the city of Winnipeg, but very,
Yes.
very significant to us. So this Sunday, we want to dedicate this performance to Barry in the memory of all of the work that he has done in the service that he has done to our choral community.
And it seems like a wonderful and most noble dedication, given the involvement of piano and organ in this work. There's many accompanied works in this particular program. So, I mean, having studied with Helga Anderson, I remember Barry fondly, and sad to hear of his passing. Now, I do want to look ahead for the season that is to come. I mean, this is only the first concert in a series of 3. Yuri, what else is coming up for the Winnipeg Phil?
Well, as you mentioned, this is our 95th season, and we usually do 3 concerts per year. And this is our first concert, Darkness at Light. And our second concert is always a Christmas concert, Christmas with the Phil. This year, I find it quite special because we're collaborating with the Winnipeg Music Festival for this concert. The Winnipeg Music Festival celebrates 100th anniversary of its existence.
Yeah.
And we have, first of all, there will be some instrumentalists, soloists, the winners of the Winnipeg Music Festival from the past year and a couple maybe more years back in the history. The vocalist as well, but also we would have two guest choirs. We usually do two concerts in the afternoon and in the evening, and the two guest choirs for this particular concert would be the Winnipeg Boys Choir and the Winnipeg Girls Choir. And also the special the piece of music was commissioned to Winnipeg composer John Greer, and he wrote the special piece for the Philharmonic Choir and for the kids' choir. So we'll be doing a combined performance of his piece. And I find it very, very special, entertaining, and enjoying to work with young kids. I always admire how they sing, how they look at you, whatever you say. It's great. And our third concert is always the climax for me personally, because I'm blessed with opportunity to conduct, as Vivien mentioned, large works we're doing, and I'm really looking forward to that. For past several years, as I said, we've been blessed to have this opportunity to collaborate with the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra, and this year we're doing the same thing. We have an opportunity to perform absolutely beautiful and stunning Requiem by Gabriel Fauré, and my favorite, the Gloria by Francis Poulenc. So it's all French music. It's dedicated to the 200 anniversaries of Saint Boniface Diocese. So it's absolutely beautiful season, and I hope people will come and join us for this wonderful ventures.
Oh, I'm sure they will. Vivien, I'm going to give the last word to you. We're speaking a lot of the 95th anniversary, something to celebrate. But looking forward to the future, what is the Winnipeg Phil doing to continue in their great tradition?
Well, we're very excited to initiate what we call the Raising Voices project. And this is an opportunity for students who are in grade 11 or grade 12 or studying in university, not necessarily within music, but studying, to sing with the Phil for this major spring work. And if you're in high school, you can collect hours and skills to qualify for a half credit in community service.
Nice, I would have done it.
Absolutely.
I would have done it.
But here's even a better one. If you're in university, you can collect a bursary of $500.
Gets better.
So this is extraordinary, and right now we have two young men, one from high school, one from university, who have taken advantage of our Raising Voices initiative. So we're very proud of this, and we know both of them are having a great time singing with us now.
Well, as you most certainly should be, something to be very proud of. Yuri and Vivien, I want to thank you both so much for coming by the Classic 107 studios. The Winnipeg Philharmonic begins their 95th season this Sunday at 3 p.m. at Crescent Fort Rouge United Church. The program is titled Songs of Darkness and Light. For tickets, head to thephil.ca. From the program, I've got some music of Morton Lordson for you now. This is Lux Eterna, performed by the Allura Festival Singers, led by Noel Edison.